All right, guys, so I'm here with my client Kade right now. I've been working with him for 3 years and he's made approximately $700,000, so close to $1 million in the past 3 years. This year alone in 2025, right now, it is October. He's already made $250,000 this year. His biggest month has been $40,000 a month. And today we're gonna talk about the bottlenecks, the challenges he's facing, and how we can get him from 40K a month all the way up to 50 to 100 grand per month.
All right.
So I guess the first place I'd like to start is obviously numbers are gonna be the best place to start. Like, what do your numbers look like? So I'll pull up the scorecard first and let's take a look at like how many book calls you have and just identify like the easiest lever that we can pull.
Should we start with July, which was my best month, and then go through the last 2 months after that? Kind of.
Send me the link, Slack right now. The scorecard should have all months on there, right? So
I've been using this 7th level tracker, but yeah, it has all the months for the year.
That's fine. In your own words, if you could just wave a magic wand and fix one problem in your business, what do you think it would be?
It would be just getting more qualified calls.
Okay.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I feel like with the messaging, with the ads recently, we're getting more of the right types of qualified people. It's just more.
Okay.
Just need more of those.
You feel like with the ads, it's starting to bring in more qualified leads as well?
Yeah, just what have we been running these ads for a couple of months, and we've only gotten to some of the calls that we're booking still are just some of the leads that are coming in, and that's always going to be the case with ads. You got to kind of weed through the BS, but we're getting some of the right types of people. I just feel like it's like, hey, how do we really hone in on that and get more of those?
Okay. How's the retargeting ad doing? The one that says I'm ready?
It looks like it's
only 100 spent, but
yeah, it's the leads. Like we're getting like, it's only like $8 a lead. So that's good. Okay, $9.58 now. It was like 8 something the other day. Yeah, but we haven't booked any calls from it. I think we're just kind of getting started with that one. So
okay. Yeah, so I'm the one that runs his ads. Right now, he spent $105 on a retargeting ad, which is basically an ad that targets the people who already engaged with him. At $100, you can't expect a call to come in until maybe 150 to 200. So it's still really early. We're just kind of playing it small there. But how do the leads look? Because you have 11 leads total. How do the leads look that are coming from the retargeting?
We haven't really seen any quality leads from that one yet, but yeah, maybe it's just too early on to tell on that one. It's like a lot of those, maybe because it's a retargeting, like a lot of people that are responding to that, it seems like are organic people, or people, I don't know why they're even responding to it, but like I haven't gotten any kind of new, cold, good qualified traffic from that.
Well, it's a retargeting ad. Yeah. I made it for middle of funnel, bottom of funnel.
Right.
So it's supposed to retarget like your messages, people who have messaged you in the past, engage with your content. And so if the people who have already engaged with you kind of suck, then it's going to bring in sucky people. But it might just not hit that wave of people that are good. Yeah. It's not designed to get cold traffic. It might get people that have engaged with an ad but not messaged you. But of course, like it's still really early. You only have 11 messages. It needs more time to really.
We just got one booked yesterday. Let me see where this one came from, because this might have been a retargeting one, because it was someone that we had booked him before. And so I saw that we booked him again. My appointment center booked him again. So I'm assuming either he just reached back out to him or it was from a retargeting ad. This guy reached back out.
Right. How many book calls did you have total?
September was a bad month. I think I was telling you as far as like the competition I did and everything, I think I slacked off and I let things slip.
But you brought in like 22,000, right?
26. Yeah, so revenue was good, but I felt like I let things slip client fulfillment wise.
That's
and we didn't book enough. That was revenue.
How much cash?
That was everything that is cash.
Cash collected?
Yeah, cash collected. 26. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so looks like
how much front end cash, like from new customers?
From new customers, and so it was like 8 from new.
8,000.
Yeah.
Okay, so a little bit low.
Yeah.
But good on the back monthly recurring revenue.
Yeah, but then we lost a lot this month. I looked at my recurring revenue coming into this next month, and we lost $3,000 of that. So that we had 18 in September, and now we have 15 coming into this month of recurring. So that's why I'm like, all right, I need to boost up these sales. But yeah, we only had looks like six booked like sales calls in September, which is super low for us. Actually, no, 7.
Oh yeah. So I mean, obviously the number one bottleneck is book calls. How many leads did you have?
You mean like as far as
how many leads did you get total, like organic and paid traffic?
I don't know if I'm tracking like just leads. How do you even track that?
Well, I mean, there's a couple ways with Go High Level. You can tag the leads that are organic. Your appointment setter, you can track how many leads they spoke to. But it's definitely something you want to track. But would you say maybe one a day, or?
I mean, we try to get
or inbound leads to keep it simple.
We try to get our target KPI is 2 to 3 book calls that we're trying to get per day. But we're usually only getting 1. If we're lucky, it seems.
One per day?
Yeah, he's sending out usually 2 to 4 links to get people booked. So like we're getting to that point with people, but a lot of people just aren't booking it right away. And so we're just constantly following up.
But how many messages per day is he sending?
Sending a lot, 200 to 250.
A day?
Yeah.
No. How?
Off of Instagram,
no way.
Facebook, LinkedIn.
Organic messages.
Yeah, that's all he's doing.
So you're telling me he only books 1 call a day? That's terrible. Because look, 1 divided by 250 is like 0.004%. It's not even 4%. It's like
so that must be the bottleneck right there. Just being able to convert more. I need to train him more.
Yeah. He should be booking at least if it's like cold messaging or warm messaging.
A little of both, half and half probably, because it's like he's doing all the ad responses, he's doing it just cold outbound, but he's also warm stuff as well.
Yeah, so I mean, another reason why you don't have book calls, right? This marker's out. The reason why you don't have book calls, at least with the outbound messaging, right, is because your lead to book call percentage. So out of the amount of people he messaged, you only got 0.04%, and he needs to have a target with outbound messaging of at least 10%. So he should have booked sales call. It's 250 a day. If it's cold messaging, he should book at least 3%. So like 5 to 7 calls a day, he should really be booking. Obviously, that might not come that same day, but
honestly, if we could just book 3 calls a day, I think we'd be crushing it.
Yeah, I mean, 3 divided by 250,
like maybe 1 a day. So
you're at 1%, but something's going wrong with his messaging. So I mean, how often are you doing meetings with him?
I need to do more. I've been lazy about that. That's 100%. I need to take accountability there. I need to train him more on that.
So A, role play with him. B, look at his messages. Look and see if there's anything stupid that he's saying. But also check his response rate. Like, what is his response rate? So he might do 250 messages, but how many people are responding to that until he gets really good? But eventually, you should only have to do like 2 meetings a week with an appointment setter, because it's a fairly easy job with outbound setting.
Yeah,
but
I trained him a little bit in the beginning. I thought I'd just like, all right, you can get after it, but I need to do a little bit more.
The problem is though, is that they get tired of doing the outbound messaging, and
he's a diligent worker too. Like he does his stuff, but I think but we need to make sure that he's getting a better
until he realizes there's another company getting 100 leads a day of inbound leads. Yeah. So appointment setter would much rather work with someone that has a lot of inbound lead flow versus outbound all day. And that 7 book calls is including cold traffic from the paid ads.
That's everything.
Yeah, that's terrible.
Yeah, that's really bad. That's like the worst month we've had in a while with that.
Right. So you are tracking your ads, right? So let's look at that. So ads, I mean, your monthly recurring revenue is strong. Obviously, that's more than 50% of your revenue right now, which is great. But
so with this optimized ad, we've spent $626 on that
in September.
That's like total since we've been running it.
No, let's look at just September, the total amount spent on ads, like for all the ads. Don't worry about like individually going to each one. So we already know you probably only got like 1 book call from.
Looks like 2,500.
No, not in September.
Oh yeah, that's total.
So last month you spent about $900. Last month you spent about $900 on
overall ads.
Your cost per lead is a little high, 20, 29, 25. But you had 37 leads.
Yeah.
So 37 leads. Out of that, we want to book 20%. So you should have booked 7 calls from your ads total for the month. Do you know if those 7 leads?
I think
book calls.
We may have booked close to that, but like some of them I didn't even take because they were just like literally. There was a couple that looked like they were like special.
But how many though?
There was like 3 that looked like they were like literally
before we're
cerebral palsy.
Before we're good.
I would say 3 to 4 were good, and we closed 2. So
50%.
Yeah.
How much did you make from that?
So I tried to get up front, but we got $400 a month for one, and we got $300 a month for the other. So $700 a month recurring right now from those.
So 900 made you
$700 a month.
Yeah, but what's the total revenue?
The 400 is that's a $1,600 package, and the 300, I believe that was a $1,500 package. So
dude, just give me the total revenue.
Yeah, 3,100.
Okay. So your tracking needs to get a lot better. Like when we do this, it should just be how many leads, what's your cost per book call, how many book calls, how many showed up, how many closed. That's how it should be. It makes it really hard. But $900 turned into $3,100, which is like a 3.2 ROAS on total contracted value, which isn't bad, but it could be a lot better. And 4 out of 7 of the calls that were booked from ads were good, which is pretty typical with a 50% closing rate. Why do you think they didn't pay in full though? At least one of them, were they lower income, or was it just
one one was lower income. He's actually in the military and he's only like 23 years old. So I felt pretty good about even getting him going. So that was pretty solid. And he's actually been a really good client so far. The one that I just got, it was like kind of a trust thing. I think I told you about that recently. He was like, I don't know, man, I just met you online and stuff. So I was able to overcome that, but he just wasn't down to like pay everything up front. And I tried to get him on a firm. He was like, I don't want to do the firm. So got him on a monthly, but it was all good, $400 a month. And he seems like he's doing good so far too. I can tell he's like into the program right off the bat. They both seem like solid clients. They're actually a couple, they're getting after it, hitting all their workouts, doing everything they need to do.
So you think they could have done the Affirm, but they just didn't choose to, is what you're saying?
Yeah.
All right. So first thing is like better tracking. Really just here's my cost per book call. Here's how many calls I had. Here's how many leads I had. Just makes things easier. Do you know what your average lifetime value is of a customer? Do you know exactly how many customers you've had? And let me take that back. So you said the 2 people that closed, they could have done Affirm. They had good credit or no?
I don't know. They just said they didn't want to do it. Didn't want to lose the sale. And I just did a monthly through True Coach.
Why? What was their objection about?
Some people are just, I don't know why. They're like, I haven't heard of Affirm. I don't really want to do that. Is there something else we could do?
How did you position it?
I'm like, awesome. So what we can do is just set you up through Affirm. Have you heard of that? And sometimes people are like, yeah, but is there any way we can do it? I don't really want to set that up.
See, that's where I think you kind of might be flawed at. I think it's
just kind of be more like, okay, perfect. So how we can do the monthly is I'm just going to send you this link. We'll just get you set up through a payment plan and then we'll be able to do it monthly and just don't even say like Affirm or anything.
You kind of laid down there. So first thing is your pricing is a problem. So let's just make this easy. Let's just say you made $3,000. So $1,500 is your average client worth on front end cash. What if instead you charge $3,000 per customer and you made $6,000 instead?
Which I I upped my price.
But that's going to be due to sales skills.
Yeah.
So
I think but the amount that I was getting, it's like now that because in July I was like, man, I'm getting all these calls. And so I felt confident. I can charge a lot. Like I've got all these opportunities. Now it's like I haven't been getting as opportunities and it feels like I've got a scarcity mindset. And so I went back down on my price because I'm like, I want to get this.
You can't go with scarcity because look, that would have turned this ad. Now you're breaking even on front end cash, which is, it's not bad, but even overall, you're only 3Xing. Go highest $3,000 and then walk down the line after overcoming the objection. Make sure you isolate the objection. And then if they still give you grief about the price, hey, all right, we can do X, Y, Z. So is this for 3 months, the 1,500?
It's for 4 months.
So start with 6 months. You're going to charge $3,000 for 6 months. So you feel more comfortable at first, even though it should be $3,000 for 3 months. And then once they give you an objection, you already know how to handle that. You isolate it, double tie down. But then what you're going to do is you're going to be like, okay, great. So you can't do $3,000 up front. Got you. So are you open to discussing a payment plan that does fit your current situation? Once they say yes, you'd be like, great. If we can figure something out today, can we get you started on this call? Yes. Okay, so we know we can't do $3,000. What we can do is split it up into payments using one of our partners, which allows it to split it into payments as little as $0 down. Would that work for you? So don't even mention Affirm or Klarna yet. And when they say, oh yeah, of course, if it's only $100 a month or $200 a month, for sure. Great. Click this link. This is going to allow you to split it up into X amount of payments. If they feel uncomfortable, be like, that's what we have. Like, that's the choice. Or you can do 1,000 a month. Which one would you prefer? I can't do 1,000 a month. Okay, got you. So then let's go with Affirm. And then if they're like, oh, well, I don't know how I feel about financing and interest and this and that. Okay, well, let's do some math. If there's 20% interest on $3,000, so let's say they end up paying $3,500 just to make things easy. Here's what I'm going to do for you. I don't want you paying 1,000 a month because you pretty much can't afford that, but I do want you to pay $150. Do you agree? Yes. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take off the interest off the total investment and bring it down to $2,500 instead. So you pay no interest whatsoever. So the total amount just ends up being $3,000. Does that work for you? So now they're paying $100 or $200 a month. You get the $3,000 up front. They're happy because there's no interest on it. They're paying $100, $200 a month, and bada bing, bada boom. Like, why would they not want to use that? You just got to make it simple and plain, because if not, you're only going to break even, or you got to wait 4 months if they pay to get your money. So you got to be more stern and like the ad. There's no problem with the ad. I'm telling you, I would have gotten at least $3,000 of upfront cash. I would have at least closed one for $2,000 and then one maybe for $1,000. And then another thing you can do is, oh man, 3,000 is a lot. Okay, we had 3 months for $1,800. So it's a little bit more overall month to month, but it's easier for you to get started at that price. I definitely think it's partly a sales problem, because just think, if you're at 50% closing rate of qualified calls, that means your closing rate is actually too high. That means your prices are too low. If you're at 15%, then what you can do is decrease prices. If you're at 50%, you want to increase prices, because that's too high, right? 2 clients at 50% making you $900 is not better than closing 20. You could have closed 25%, just one for $3,000 and still made more money.
But I just feel like I need more here because I'm getting so little calls that
you do, obviously, but the only way you can confidently scale this with the ads is by closing for more money. Because if you were spending 900 a day, you wouldn't be profitable for 3-4 months. Right. And when you're talking about making 100 grand a month, we're talking about spending $1,000 a day on ads, or a good amount. Maybe not 1,000, but what I'm saying is if you want to scale the ads, you have to charge more money. It has to make sense. Either that or your lifetime value has to be extremely high, which it is, but you're gonna have to wait to make profit from the ads. You could have closed at least one at three grand, or at least 2 grand, and you'd have been more profitable. You get what I'm saying? So I'd much rather be in that middle level at 25% closing or 30% with a higher price. Does that make sense?
And then I have lowered it back down. So
because if you're saying they're qualified leads, what kind of jobs do they have? The 2 guys that closed.
One is in the military, and then
they have good credit.
And then one is, he said he works for the government and he's got his own business. So
that motherfucker got great credit. I mean, I get it. People do feel uncomfortable using financing, but that's when you go back to pain, right? Like, I'm not doing that. Do you have a payment plan? John, do you want to? Yes, we do have payment plans, but it's going to be $1,500 now and then $1,500 in 30 days. Do you want to do that? No.
And then uncover maybe there's a reason why they're saying that. Like there's a fear behind it, and kind of just overcoming that, and then still getting the affirm.
They might just be like, I don't want to pay more in interest. No problem. We knock off the interest. It's $500. We bring it down to $2,500. Call it a day. Don't tell my clients about it. That's it. But you've been struggling with pricing yourself too low for a long time.
I overcame it in July and I had the best month ever, and then it came back down.
So the ads are working. It's still a little bit earlier. Cost per lead is a little bit high, but right now you're around like 40% lead quality, meaning 4 out of 10 leads are qualified, which is pretty normal with ads. Like 6 out of 10 are bound to just suck because it's being seen by hundreds of thousands of people. You just got to make sure you have a filtration process to add layers of resistance so that you're not wasting your time with those other.
That's why I feel like the messaging, we're moving in the right direction, because even though the cost lead is technically high on some of these, I care more about the cost per book call, because if we're getting the right people, that's all I care about. I don't care if I'm spending a lot per lead, but if we're getting the right people, I'm good with that.
Your cost per book call, right? You book 7 calls from ads is $128, which is good. So your cost per book call is $100. So this is how we can break it down really easy. Is $128. What's your show up rate? This is how you can predict how much money you're going to make. I'll show you in a second.
I don't have that tracked very good.
60, 70%?
I'd say like 60% if I was just
let's assume that it's 60%. So you can assume 6 out of 10 calls are going to show up. If we're at 25%, we're going to close 1 out of 4. So we know that we would need to get 128 times 6 out of 10. So 6, how do we do this? So 6 out of 10, that means basically every 6 calls we close 1 person, because 6 out of 10 are going to show up. 40% or not. So if we do 6 times 0.40, so every 6 calls, basically your cost per acquisition target is $768, right? So every $768 that you spend, you can assume that you're going to close somebody with your current show up rate and your current cost per book call. Because if you're spending 128 close customers, you need 6 people to book a call for 4 people to show up to close just 1. Does that make sense? Look, so you get 6 book calls, 4 show up, closing at 25%, you're going to close 1 out of 6. Because you can, with your current show up rate, you can pretty much bank that 4 are going to show up, 1's going to close. I'm assuming that you close at 25% at a higher price. Now let's do some more math. If you were to close at 50% with your current pricing, which is $1,500, or let's go with $400 a month at 50%, that means you would make $800 from 768 spent. So you got to spend 768 to make this. Or that's at a 50% closing rate. That means you close 2 out of the 4. At a 25% closing rate, grabbing your balls, just closing 1 at $3,000 or even $2,000. Look at what happens. Let's go with 2,000. Whoops, I'm stupid. 2,000. Well, that would equal $2,000 at 25%. 25% would equal $2,000. Yeah, it would equal $2,000. Sorry. So you get 2 customers. That means you make $800 with your current closing rate at your current pricing. But if you close 25% at a 2,000 price, really you should be at 3,000. You turn this 768 into 2,000 instead. So you can predictably say, hey, every time I spend $768, I know I can make 2 to 3 G's. So now you're at a 714. You're still at like a 3X, but 3X on front end cash. And if you know your average lifetime value of a customer, let's say it's 4,000, like your average customer spends 4,000. This ad actually, even though you only close 1, actually turns into every 768 you spend turns into $4,000. That's why it's good to know your average lifetime value of a customer. So that ad really turns into 5X ROAS. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and some of the ads that I ran in the past, I've still got people from that. So it's like, man, if you can just get the right people, that some of them stick around for a long time, that's how you can really scale. Because
yeah, 100%. But this model at $1,500, even monthly revenue, you have to wait 2 months to break even on each customer. And then what if they don't pay the third month? You just break even on that, what you paid for the marketing cost.
Yeah.
Now I know there's a really high chance for you they're gonna pay all 3 months and then pay again, but that means you gotta wait like 6 months just to get a 4x return versus with this. And there's gonna be times where you can't overcome the objection. You will have to accept $400 a month. But once again, if you can just close 25% at that 2,000, you're gonna be way more profitable. You're gonna be able to scale your ads faster. You can now take that 2,000 and turn that bitch into, you should be able to get 3 customers and turn it into $6,000. And then that 6,000 turns into 6, 12, $18,000. So that's how your ads are gonna work. Like, you definitely need more leads and book calls. There's no doubt about that. But to capitalize off your ads and get a bigger ROAS, you need to increase your pricing. It's the easiest lever you can pull.
Yeah, I think the biggest takeaways for me so far is go back to the pricing that I had already increased, and I need to stick with that. I need to train my appointment setter more, getting a better response rate, better book call rate.
Track how many inbound leads you're getting. Have your setter do that.
Track the inbound leads. Yeah, and I need to get more upfront. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Those are my biggest takeaways so far. I think the messaging and the creative is just a constant. We're just going to keep improving on that, and I think that's going to be just a thing that we just keep working on.
Improve. If we look at your ads right now, your cost per click is good. Your click-through rate is pretty good. Your link click-through rate is a little bit low, which is probably why your cost per lead is like $20-$25. But at the end of the day, like you said, the cost per book call is most important. We can optimize that by adding more ads, better hooks, etc. But
maybe put a little bit more towards this executive one that I got this guy from. It seems like,
yeah, I mean, the easiest thing you can do is increase the ad spend, but just make sure you're increasing your prices. Did all the sales come from the executive one?
We stopped one of the ads that one of them came from.
I remember that, but that's because your cost per lead was way too high for that one.
Yeah, so the one that we've gotten came from the executive of the current ads.
All right, so I just turned that one up. Okay. But the other two, no sales have come from them. What about book calls?
3 booked calls from Transform. That's the lead magnet one.
Okay, so that's $100 per book call.
They didn't seem qualified. Looks like 6 booked calls from Optimize. I think there's at least been some qualified ones on that. I don't know why we haven't
closed them.
Only 3 showed up out of that 6 on that one, and no closed on that.
You said 6 book calls, right?
Yeah.
Oh shit, I was looking at. Let's start that again. I was looking at the wrong month. So you said Transform has how many book calls? 3, right? I think it was 3.
3 booked calls, and none of them showed up though.
Book call. And then Optimize has how many?
6 booked calls, 3 showed out of that, none closed though.
So like 120 per book call. But you said the leads look good from Optimize.
The 3 that we booked seemed decent. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, executive seems like it's getting the.
But you might just need one more book call to make money from that ad. So we might want to turn off. So you said 3 with Transform.
Yeah, maybe and we've been running it for the longest out of the current ads. I think maybe we turn off the lead magnet one because it just doesn't seem like it's working that well.
Optimize is still on. Yeah, but
Transform is the lead magnet one. We haven't had a single person show up on a call from that one, and we've been running it for a while.
Yeah, your click-through rate can definitely be a little bit higher. You're at like 1.61%, which isn't terrible, but I'd like to see
just stronger hooks.
But I'd like to see it at like 2% plus. But as long as you're not under 1%, you're fine. And your cost per book call is pretty good. I would say that's what I'm talking about. Yeah, I think overall it's going pretty good, the ads. Just increasing your prices. So you said 7 book calls total. That's including paid ads and organic?
Yeah, September was bad.
And 4 of them from ads is what you're saying. And then 3 are from organic. Does that sound about right?
The other way around.
3 from ads, 4 from... So your closing percentage is more like 75%.
Yeah.
You closed 2 out of 3 from ads. So, I mean, first thing is definitely getting some more ads up just to lower your cost per lead, because with executive, in the past 7 days, your cost per lead has gone up. So that ad is not going to last too much longer.
What do you think I should try as far as the creative goes? Because we've tried a lot of different things. Tried kind of the B-roll voiceover. That's what the executive one is. We've tried the kind of just talking head and calling out like high-performing leaders, stuff like that. And then we've tried the carousel, and we've tried the retargeting now. We've tried the lead magnet. Do you think maybe we can combine some of the best elements of some of those? Like maybe I have a really strong hook. We need to figure out like what's going to catch people's attention, and then but we still call out my niche of like high performing leaders, have some B-roll, show some social proof. I don't know. I'm just kind of trying to get creative. Maybe we try to get a little bit best of all of those. And then I was also telling you about maybe we do one that's like a challenge. And it's like, hey, I'm doing the Fit for Life challenge. And I say like what it entails. If you want to be a part of this, message me Fit for Life or something like that.
Yeah, you can definitely do the challenge. It would be kind of separate from this direct response marketing ads. But right now, Facebook is favoring diversity. And so you want to do a variation of a lot of different things that are really like super different. So the B-roll ads, like a 7-second ad that's like, hey, I'm looking for 5 6-figure earners who want to lose 30 pounds in the next 90 days, or you don't pay a penny, right? And then it says, message me hell yes below. So you like looking shredded, like a 7-second B-roll.
The diversity of the ad.
Yeah, so it's
maybe
right now
just get an organic kind of more one, looking where I'm just kind of like selfie mode, try something like that. I don't think we've done much of that.
No, those work really well because people are used to ads looking like ads. And so if it comes off like an organic post,
yeah, maybe we try one like that, see how that does.
You want to get like 5 ads together, static images as well, because Facebook is going to optimize. The way they're doing it now is different than 6 months ago. Now they want to see diversity. They want to see images. They want to see B-roll. They want to see those type of organic looking ads. They want to see talking head ones that are higher production, etc.
Okay.
But your cost per lead is really not a problem. You just, once again, like last month, you had 37 leads, only 3 book calls. You really should have had 37 times point. Like imagine how much more money.
Yeah, and it's not only just from the ads, but from organic too. Like we got to convert more. So I got
100%.
Yeah.
But you would have had 7 book calls last month at a 20% lead to book call percentage.
Yeah.
And even if, like we said, if 60% show up, that's 4 people, you would have made more money overall. But increasing the ad spend as well, adding some diversity, different ad creatives in there.
Yeah, I'm excited to get some new creative and get creative with the creative. It'll be, I think we're learning already, and I think we'll just be able to improve a lot as we go, how we optimize those.
Yeah, but it's also kind of scary. I feel like at this point, you've been doing organic marketing for a while, and you should definitely be getting at least a couple leads per day inbound.
It's because I've gone through so many different appointment setters. You're saying, oh,
that has nothing to do with the appointment setting.
You're saying inbound?
Yeah, like people messaging you, reaching out for help. So are you doing 2 call to actions?
Yeah, I've been pretty much like, I go with that. I have too many jabs before I have a left hook. I'm like jab, 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 then left hook. I need to be jab, jab, left hook more frequently. I think I've just gotten so much on like, I want to build a brand, make it like all that.
That's fine.
You got to have calls to action more.
You definitely got to work on the brand. That's going to pay you more than anything.
Yeah.
But you can build the brand while doing call to actions.
I got away from a lot of the things that have helped me have some of my best months. Like
the basic stuff.
Yeah. The asking for referrals. Me and Herb were talking about a lot of this stuff. Me reaching out to old people, like you said, like people that have fallen off in the past, like reach back out to them. Hey, how's everything been going? Mm-hmm. You know, clients that have fallen off in the past. Like I used to reach out to people just constantly, and I've gotten away from that. So yeah, I think in a lot of ways I've just let some things slip and I've lost my focus. And that's a big reason why I wanted to come here and just kind of like get my clarity back, get my focus back, and just coming into this last quarter of the year, just be head down, grind mode.
Right. Have you been using emails more?
No, I usually just use the emails to send out my YouTube videos.
Yeah. You can use Poppy AI to create they have a board in there already created, and you can have it you can start with 3 emails per week, but that's also a good way to keep your audience more engaged. And what you do is you do...
What I need to do is, because I post every single week on Tuesdays, I post a client transformation testimonial. You just make that an email, send that out. It's just constant
whatever
social
you
proof.
do organically, you can turn into an email.
Yeah.
And it works the same way as Instagram. You just have a call to action in it to book a call, and instead of messaging you, it's to click the link to go to your funnel or to your calendar page, your application page. But that's definitely where you can bump up more book calls as well. Definitely getting prepared for Black Friday and Cyber Monday. That's going to be a big
Black Friday
cash injection.
Has been historically like a really good, like I usually capitalize on that really well. I do a Black Friday bonus month, and it gets a lot of people in every year. So, and then New Year's is coming up. I do the transformation challenge that we always crush it with that. So I'm excited. Yeah, we're coming up on some good months.
You don't want to just promote Black Friday on Black Friday.
Yeah.
You want to promote it like the whole month. So the whole November, like starting from November 1st, you should start promoting that, which you can also do in your emails, in your ads.
Yeah.
And give more bonuses than just an extra month. Give bonuses like I've seen people do really well with a free air fryer. Hey, first you get an air fryer, I send it right to your house. Extra month, this cookbook, this, that. Like a lot of bonuses is what people like. So you don't lower your prices, you just add extra bonuses. They also have like those things that cook food really fast, similar to an air fryer, which stands out and is attractive to a busy, high high income earning person, because if they can cook their whole weeks of food in 30 minutes versus 2 hours,
Yeah.
and it's included in the program, it's like a cool bonus that you can use in your Black Friday and Cyber Monday offer.
And I can say like, and I can come up with maybe 5 easy recipes. Like, hey, you get the air fryer and you get 5 easy recipes with good macros for just signing up.
Right.
I've never really done many. I did a supplement giveaway one time. It actually, I think, got me a client or two. Just I was like, hey, if you book a call, get signed up, you get free supplements for the month.
Yeah, you can include supplements. There's a lot of things that you can include. I would also suggest for you to add more value to the program is anti-aging. Like what's really trending right now is anti-aging, longevity, cognitive function. And so you're not just getting them in excellent shape, but you're also helping them perform better. You're also helping them look younger, feel younger.
Yeah.
Because I feel like fitness coaching is getting more vague in a sense. It's getting more commoditized, even though you have a unique niche. And so people are starting to value that whole anti-aging type of thing.
Right. I get really nerdy into like I use the Ultra-Human Ring, and I track like sleep and all those sorts of optimizing your like biohacking.
So that's a bonus you can do too.
Yeah.
Or you can include it into a higher price program, like a $5,000 program.
Yeah.
Right. For those, we're talking about the guys who are 40, 50 years old. They're CEOs, they're executives. They'll pay $5,000 if you got a way that's going to make them look 5 years younger, feel 5 years younger, think better, like more cognitive function, more sharpness, more alertness. And if you have a strategy for that that's proven to work, they're going to pay more for that. That's why people get Botox. That's why people use NAD plus peptides.
Yeah.
And they spend a lot of money on those things. Like I spend $300 to $500 a month on NAD plus, and that's anti-aging stuff. You know, if your program is built around that as well, it's going to add more value, more perceived value, more customers, more attractive offer, leading to higher ROAS with your organic, with your ads, with everything. That makes sense?
Yeah.
But I mean, honestly, simplest 2 things I can say is more leads, higher prices. That's all you need to do. Once you hit that $50K a month, you're going to start having
optimizing the messaging with my appointment setter to make sure that he's booking more.
Yeah, I mean, that just goes down to the lead management thing.
Yeah.
You know, leads, more book calls, higher prices, and that's it. That'll get you to $50K a month. Once you're at $50K a month, $60K a month-ish, you're going to need a closer to start stepping in there and start training them because you're going to have a lot more book calls. So better tracking as well. Get more creative with your ads. Start creating your own. Throw a lot of stuff within the Facebook ads because they are favoring Facebook likes diversity right now. You know, the way you used to do it back then, a couple months ago, it doesn't work no more. It's not that it doesn't work, but the way ads used to work is like this. So about 6 months ago, so the ads change pretty frequently. You would have 3 ad sets, ad set 2, ad set 3, and within each ad set, you would have ad 1, ad 2, ad 3. 1, 2, 3, right? 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1. That's how you used to set up your ads. And the way you would do it is you would have 5 hooks with 1 body and 1 CTA. So the body would say the same for each of the 5 hooks. Yeah. So you would be able to create hundreds of ads because you just connected to that same body.
Yeah.
And each one of these ads would be the same body, but different hooks.
So maybe tomorrow when we record ads, we figure out a really good body, a really good CTA.
No, this is not how you want to do it anymore.
Okay.
This is not how ads work anymore. Not to say it can't work, but that's not what they're favoring anymore.
Okay.
This is the way you used to be able to do it because each ad set would target different audiences. And basically what you would do, you would find out, okay, my cost per lead is too high with that one. This one sucks. Here's our winner, right? You'd be like, boom, boom. All right, we have a winner there. And you'd be like, okay, all 3 of these sucked. The lead sucked. So we just completely eliminate that. And you would narrow it down to like 1 or 2 ads that have good audiences, good click-through rate, good cost per lead, good quality. That's no longer how it works. So now the way they have it set up, since the Andro meta update, which a lot of coaches don't know about this, the Andro. So now the way that ads are working with the Andro meta update, we'll just put new way. So they recently, actually, I think it's been like this for like 3 to 6 months, and I just found out about that. New way for ads is to have 1 ad set, and they want to see a lot of creative diversity. So remember before, there would be 3 different ad sets. Each ad set would have different targeting and different creatives that were really the same. You would just change the hook. Now what they want to see is they want to see within that ad set, like 6 different ads, depending on your budget, with diversity, like completely different than the other ones. So same messaging, you're still looking for the same niche, which is busy professionals, but 1 would be a static image. 2 would be talking head, so I'll put TH. one. 3 would be another talking head, but totally different body, totally different hook. Everything is different. Whereas before you can put a different hook, but same body. So it would be like just the coloring would change. So before you can put one static image and just change like the coloring in the background and you're Gucci. Now that's next static image has to be completely different. Different copy, different colors, different picture, etc. so on and so forth. And then the 5th one can be like B-roll with the copy overlaying the B-roll.
So maybe we can do this tomorrow. Do a bunch of different ones.
You have to have a lot of different ones depending on your budget. So with like $50 a day, you would spread that across 5 and you would keep open targeting. So before you would have specific targeting, like you would target people who are interested in high net worth things, frequent travelers, people interested in Whole Foods, and they don't want that anymore. They want to do most of the work for you.
Okay.
So it's become harder, but also easier.
That's what I've heard actually from multiple people, that you don't target very specifically anymore, just open and have the messaging do the targeting for you.
The messaging in these ads will find who you're looking for. And so your hook, what you're saying, needs to say, I'm looking for people who are specifically making 6 figures. This program is expensive. Like the hook has to be, the body has to be, the offer has to be attractive. The social proof has to be good. The call to action has to be strong. So that's how it works now. They just want one ad set. And the only time you create a new ad set is if you're testing, if you're doing it with a different objective to like a VSL. If instead of one, let's say one day all of a sudden you want to target nurses, you don't want to go here because Facebook's intelligence is looking for these people that you are targeting in your messaging here. So that's when you start a new ad set. And then whenever you're ready to, like, what you do is you start cutting off the losers, but Facebook will do that automatically. It will attribute most of the ad money, the ad dollars to the winners, whichever the winner is. And it won't even spend on these 3 too much. It will spend like 2 cents. Okay. And it'll spend your whole $50 right here because it just knows more than us. So that's a new Android Meta update versus, since the camera might not have seen this, the old way of running ads, once again, just so you understand, is we can create 20 ads easily and effortlessly. I used to do this all the time. I would have 3 ad sets. I would always start my campaigns like this: 3 ad sets, 1 ad set, and then ad set 3, each one with different targeting. So this one might be busy moms, I'll put BM. And then this one might be Whole Foods, so I'll put WF. And then this one might be open, for example, like Advantage Plus. And then you'd have 3 ads, ad 1, ad 2, and then ad 3, and I'll just put parentheses because it's the same here. So you'd have 3 ads within each ad set, which in one campaign, each ad set would have different targeting. And so basically you're forcing Facebook to find people who you think you're looking for versus now they know who you're looking for, so they're just gonna look for it. And there wasn't too much creative diversity in it. So ad 1 would be very similar to ad 2, ad 3 would be very similar to ad 3. You would just do 5 hooks. You would just change the hooks. You would attach it to the same body, and CTA would be the same. 1 body, 1 CTA, 5 different hooks. So boom, you can just throw. So yeah, this no longer works, or that's not what Facebook ads are favoring. They're favoring creative diversity, like really different stuff. Yeah. So your ads.
For everyone that you've worked with a lot of different fitness coaches, and for your own business, for yourself, what do you feel like seeing my ads? What do you feel like I need to tweak to make sure that they're optimized and I start being able to scale it a little bit better?
Nothing really. I mean, they can improve. Like the hook can improve. I would say the hooks can improve. The offer can also improve. And I think you could be a little bit, number 3 is I think you could be more clear with who you're looking for and who you're not looking for. Like being really straight up, like this program is expensive. It's not for you if you're working at McDonald's.
Right.
If you're more clear about, it's definitely going to raise your cost per lead.
Disqualifying people.
Yeah.
In the ad.
If not, you're going to get tons of unqualified leads. But the most important thing is, like I said, is better conversations through the DMs so you can increase that lead to book call percentage. Yeah. And number 2 is increasing the prices so that you can get a higher ROAS. Yeah. But yeah, I do think the hook can improve. But based off your numbers, they're good. Like you have a good click-through rate, meaning it's not great, it's not excellent, it can improve. It's not at that 2 to 5%, which is really high for click-through rate. Yours is like 1.8, which means it can improve, but it's good. It could produce numbers. Yeah. So more like also your energy on the ads.
Yeah, I think tomorrow, if we can do it at the right time and we get pumped up, like I think I could bring a lot more energy and a lot more enthusiasm.
Yeah, if you have me there, you're gonna
it's gonna be fun.
I guarantee you the ads we record tomorrow,
I think it's gonna come through.
I guarantee you with me there, they're gonna come out excellent because.
You think I could scale to $1 million in 2026, 100K months?
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. You got to definitely be ballsy with your ad spend.
Yep.
You have to be quick with creating your creatives because, like I said, Facebook ads right now are favoring diversity. And so you got to be able to rapidly be able to pump. You can actually add 100 ads in one ad set. Now, that would be too much for your current budget because across $50, it's not going to spend. But they want a lot of diversity. So
I'm ready to go get ballsy, man. I'm ready to put a lot into this next year because I put so much into the bodybuilding stuff this past year, and I feel like I've got all that energy and focus that I can put towards the business and towards the ads and just like really dominate 2026.
I also think you need to use your own creative energy plus AI, right? So spy on your competitors, the people making the most amount of money with ads in the Facebook ads library, which is very easy to do. I've showed you how to do it before, right?
I don't think so.
So just Google ads library and it'll take you right to the page, and you can look up any fitness coach who's making millions of dollars and look at their ad, and what you do is you transcribe that ad and you take it and you plug it into Poppy AI and then you model that ad. So a lot of the ads that I've done for you is just doing that.
So if I'm here.
Yeah. You can type in like superhuman, suprahuman.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Right. And you model it and you create like 5 just like him, but you don't want to copyright. You don't want to steal it because that's illegal. But what you want to do is you want to put your own touch on it. You can just literally be on your phone like this. You hold your phone like this, and a way to capture attention is to quickly move your phone towards your face. You watching? Hey, if you're a busy 6-figure earner and you want to learn how to get Fight Club shredded in the next 6 months, I will guarantee you get shredded or you don't pay a penny. That's kind of like what he does, and that's why he's doing like $1 million a month or some crazy numbers. And then
okay, so yeah, I'm gonna look at this.
So get a little bit creative, spy on your competitors, see what's working, what's not working.
Yeah.
Model it. Don't ever copy and paste it. Put your own touch on it.
Yeah, you know what? This is opening up a whole new perspective for me because I've put so much time and energy and tried different things with organic content, but it's like I kind of just, hey, I'm gonna do what Eric tells me on the creative of the ads, and I've never really like nerded out about this, so I feel like I can just really start getting nerdy and actually getting, like passionate about the ad side of things, and I think it'll bring a whole new.
What you want to do too is you want to scroll all the way to the bottom and you want to look for their oldest ads, because if it's been running for long, it means it's probably producing some big numbers versus a relatively new one. That means it's probably a new testing creative.
Yeah.
If it's been running for 3 months or 6 months, that means it's made them a lot of money.
Dude, I'm gonna binge these tonight after we eat dinner.
Yeah, model them and you just plug it right into fucking Poppy AI and you tell it what you want it to do. And you just, you can even plug in the frameworks that you have inside PT Legends, but it's pretty simple with an ad. Like the framework I always follow is hook, right? Hook and then offer plus guarantee, right? Which you can just call that offer, social proof, who it's worked for, and then CTA, right? Or you can even do another way to do it is hook, story, social proof, offer, CTA. You can kind of mix it up. Another good one is hook, where you call out your avatar, story, social proof, or you can switch this with offer sometimes, offer, and then CTA, right? And the social proof, you want it to be like 1, 2, 3 people, right? So for example, I'm looking for, if you're a busy 6-figure earner making at least $150,000 per year, I will get you Brad Pitt shredded in the next 3 months or you don't pay a penny. 6 years ago, I was just like you, struggling, working long hours, and I didn't know how to get into shape. It wasn't until I found the FJT method where I was able to shred 30 pounds of body fat and win my first bodybuilding competition while only working out 3 hours per week. The same system has worked for client Mike, who lost 30 pounds in 90 days, Dave, who lost 20 pounds of stubborn belly fat while being a father of 5, and Ulisa, who lost 90 pounds in a year without giving up her favorite foods. So here's my offer. Once again, I will guarantee to help you lose every pound of body fat or every penny back. If you want to learn more, message me the word hell yes, and I'll send you the info, right? So that's another one. Or you can mix this, hook, offer, but you can kind of mix it up, offer, and you can make this look really organic too.
Yeah.
Right? Hook, offer, social proof, call to action.
Yep.
So you just mix this right this.
Yeah, he looks like he has a good amount of diversity in the type of stuff that he's doing here.
Oh, the dude makes, I think he made like $50 million so far.
Damn.
Yeah, he's balling.
And I think the same limiting beliefs I had early on in just regular content and my business in general, it's like I had it towards ads just because it was like new to me. And I think I've been overcoming that because now I'm getting some good people through the ads, but I still have some limiting beliefs behind it. And it's just like I need to just keep overcoming time I keep proving myself that no, this works if you do it right. And then I just need to learn the systems and be able to do it right so that we can really scale this thing. Cool, man.
Yeah. And then another thing you can start testing is lead form ads.
Okay. Yeah, like get a type form type of thing.
No. So you use the Facebook lead form, and the lead form qualifies them before they even make it to the landing page. Yeah. It goes like this. So it goes ad.
What's working best for you right now?
For me, it's a simple call funnel, but I used to love lead forms, and I feel like lead forms are starting to do better again.
What's working best for your fitness coaches right now that you've seen?
DM ads.
DM ads.
DM ads, yeah, but lead form are really good too, especially because it qualifies them prior to them even going to the landing page. So it goes ad, and in that lead form, it asks them however many questions you want, but you can ask 3 questions, like, are you making 6 figures?
I think I've seen that Superhuman guy does this, I think, with some of his. I kind of like went through his funnel just to see one time.
Yeah, but it asks them, are you making 6 figures? If not, it disqualifies them.
Yeah.
Right? And then it can say, what's your goal, right? And struggle, for example, right? To get a little bit of information on them.
Yeah, I'd be down to try it.
And then the lead form goes to your landing page. Since this isn't wide, this is how I got to do it. It goes to your landing page, which will have a VSL. And that VSL goes to book a call. Now, what you're doing is when they hit this lead form is you also get phone, email. So what you need to do is SMS plus call the leads.
I'd definitely be down to try this one.
Yeah, most people are going to come from this right here, because as soon as they fill out that lead form, you get their phone number and email, and then you want to start calling them and texting them. Most of your leads are going to come.
Because we tried the lead magnet, which was the whole point of trying that was I wanted to get people's email and phone, but for some reason it just didn't do very well for the free course. So I feel like if we tried this, maybe it'll do better. We can collect a lot of emails and phones.
Yeah, it's good. It's good. It does work pretty good. A lot of people use this strategy. And you can send it to your lead magnet too. You can send it to lead magnet and you give them a call. As soon as you want to call them within 5 minutes, and you use Go High Level, or you're using our software, Legends 360. And as soon as they fill out the lead form, they get an automated text, which is automated within 2 minutes, 2 to 5 minutes. They get an email. The AI bot will keep sending follow-ups until they respond. But even though they're getting that text within 5 minutes, your appointment setter should be calling them. Hey, John, I seen that you got, well, you're going to be like, hey, is this John? Yes, this is John, which you're in a program, they can teach you more about that, but you're in a sales program. So, hey, John, is this John, right? And they're like, yeah. Okay, awesome. I seen that you were looking to get in better shape and you're a busy executive looking to burn fat. Does that sound about right? Yes. So I just want to make sure that you got this free thing. Did you get it? Yes. Awesome. And by the way, we'd love to see if we can help you in other ways. Do you mind if I ask a couple questions to see if I can help out? And then, they go through kind of like a 10, 15 minute discovery. They nurture them and they either disqualify them, because some people will say, yeah, I'm making 6 figures, but they're not, so they can qualify them. And if they're good, they send them to book a call with the closer.
Yeah.
And it also nurtures them, because on the call, let's say they're like, yeah, I've tried keto, and hey, well, we got this really good free resource that counts your macros where you don't have to eat keto. I'm going to send that over to you. Your call is with Kade at 6 p.m. tomorrow, and you're all booked for that. Please make sure to review the macro calculator so you can just kind of see what we do here. And that's going to allow for you to burn fat alone, even if you don't work with us.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome. Great.
Yeah. And it's just like you're providing value no matter what, and then building rapport. It's good.
Yeah. But they need to go through like a 10, 15 minute discovery so they actually show up to the call.
Yeah.
So there's some type of urgency created during that triage call, you call it.
Yeah. I appreciate all this, brother.
Yeah. All right.
Thank you.
Sweet.
Cool.
All right. We're all set, guys. That's how we're going to scale Kade to 100K a month. You'll see us in 6 months there.
Maybe we'll do it one where I come back when I'm making
Oh, you have to then.
You're
going to have to buy me dinner then.
Yeah.